Hey guys, Banana Lock here. Welcome back to another Watcher of Realms video. So we're back with a Conqueror's Codex video, and this one is a bit of a weird one because you're gonna see that we have some pretty ridiculous scores here. This guy has much lower awakenings than Vinella's old account, and you can see that the score is almost 60k more. Now, there was also a video posted by this content creator. I think his name is Banshee. He mentioned, or rather some comments in his video pointed out that there were some instances where the boss took like a crap ton of damage. So there seems to be a weird interaction around these units with the boss at the moment. Sometimes the bug works out, sometimes it doesn't. So without that, I think my score is only sitting at about 3.1 million at most. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm just gonna show the run anyways because people have been asking about it, and hopefully that's gonna help you. I don't know if the bug will get replicated here, but yeah, based on this team, the awakenings I have, this is the best I can do so far. Alright, let's get in and show how the run is done. Alright, so the very big part about Conqueror's Codex or all Codex stages in general is that you need to get an early boss rush phase start, and the best way to do that is actually to use Azurath, and I find that this placement with him gets to that good start without any bugs going on. Let me see if we can actually get it done here. No, I think this is a bad run for that. Normally it needs to be 27% at this point for us to get that perfect start. And you'll see what I mean in a bit. Because when you don't kill the mobs all in time, then the boss starts going to boss rush and spawning a lot of stuff. But you don't actually get scored until you kill him, and that has quite a amount of delay, so yeah. Okay, Azurath down first. Alright, I think this is a much better run. There we go. I'm just gonna speed things up here, because there's no need for us to slow down. Just clearing through to the boss stage. And you're gonna want to note the timer here. That's the amount of seconds you wanna have your run starting in, so that you know you're almost similar in terms of speed when compared to mine. And there we go. Now we can despawn Azurath, and you can see the boss rush phase started. And you're gonna note what the countdown timer starts off with when the round starts. So that's the timer that you wanna, so it's 453. That's the timer that you wanna aim for to get a much better score, because that few seconds is gonna net you a much higher score. And we're just gonna go with auto ultimates here. Although I do feel that you don't really need ultimates this early on. It doesn't really make a big deal, or rather a big difference. And yeah, this positioning is pretty much going to stay that way throughout the fight. And now I'm going to put Azurath in Rivenhald after, so you can see that Azurath gets the inspiration, Wings of Grace buff. And then now he's just going to go into Devourer mode. So it does take him quite some time to spawn all his stuff. And yeah, that's just something that we have to deal with. But the good thing about this team is that all of these units are AoE powerhouses, so you don't really struggle running up to like the 2-minute mark or so. And once Azurath gets his ultimate on, or the full stacks, we're just gonna start rotating this ultimates here. Trying to get the Magda ultimate, but yeah, enemies are not even coming close enough for us to get there. Alright, the timing that I found most useful is to use Valara at about the 2-minute mark. And that will hopefully get us to a good ending in terms of, you know, damage. There we go. See Azure just decimating that wave. And we're just delaying this as much as we can. I'm just going to slow down the timer here. Go. Another round of ultimates. And then at about the 30-second mark, this is when we're gonna pop the ultimate on Valara, as well as on Azeroth. And then we'll just let the auto ultimates reap here. Honestly, we wanna switch Blood to face down here instead, to help support Valara at the bottom there. And yeah, that's basically the run. So it is a bit quirky. You can see that our score is not the best here. But yeah, that's actually how I got to my run. Like, there wasn't really any magic trick out of it. I just managed to get that bug to somehow work and we got the much higher score there, and yeah. I really don't know how that worked out, but it worked out for me and I got that higher score, and you can see right here, the damage is just not going to be as impressive as what we had in the previous run, where we actually had... Actually, the score is much lower because I think the damage to the boss wasn't counted to be dealt by any of these units. So yeah, I don't know how that works, I will be honest, but that's my run, that's how I did it. It's basically saving ultimates to the last 30 seconds as usual, and then, you know, blasting it all towards the end. So I have no idea how this guy got to 3.5 because he has pretty low awakenings. You can see his Azeroth is doing a crap ton of damage there, but I'm not sure how that all worked out for him. But yeah, that's basically it for the run. Let's now take a quick look at gear. So you'll notice that we swapped Azeroth in and out of Devourer and Destroyer mode quite a bit. That's because I have Hell's Lament on him with attack main on the ring as well. So all the more for me, all the more reason for me to actually switch him in and out so that he gets that full benefit. And after that we have Magda. This is gonna be a Cataclysm Kata set with a Scout Ring. And then we also have the Eye of Sin. Honestly, if you can, the Hate Contagion is the best in slot artifact, but I just don't want to waste stamina to farm this for small amount returns. And then Emerald Cataclysm as well. And then I have the Esoteric Ring with some rich regen. This will just give him a bit more ultimate. And then Frigid Flame because he's all the way on the back lines, so nothing is going to reach him no matter what. And then we have Vlad Draculia. This one is a pretty important gear set. You need to have as much HP as possible. Close to 400 attack speed, almost 100% crit and almost 200% crit damage. And then his exclusive is the best in slot. And then Rivenhald with Wings of Grace. This is a max attack build. And then we also have the Dwarven Strider with a small attack bonus on the side there. And then last but not least, Valara of Faction with the Cataclysm Esotericist set. And then we also have her exclusive artifact. I have a hunch that when Rosalia drops in the game, we might actually see her replacing Valara because she's the only off-faction DPS unit that's here right now. But yeah, that's it for the run. I know it's probably a bit weird to say that there's a bug going on and I don't know how to replicate it, but that's how I got to my score, and I hope that it helps you. Honestly, if you don't have Rivenhald, then I think the alternative is running another DPS, which in most cases what people did was that they ran, I think, Ardea in replacement, and all the units were parked at the back instead of at the front here. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.